Okay, let's get this started. Because I need to check to see whether I've still got Source Filmmaker set up correctly, so that people can see what I'm doing. Just mean I need to disable performance mode very, very briefly. But anyway, hello folks, good morning, afternoon, evening, I'm never going to get that right, but hello, stream, in the morning, or at least the morning for British people. Because time zones, people. America isn't the only place on the planet that exists, you know. Just so that you know, just so that you know. But anyway, how is everybody this morning? We are going to be doing some very quick Source Filmmaker-y stuff today. It shouldn't take me too long to finish this because I am literally right at the last point. Like, very, very, very close. It's literally just doing some lip syncing, maybe fixing a couple of particle effects, and that's it. That is basically it. Basically. Play game. Work first, play later. I know they say all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy, but still. It's not like I don't play. And seriously, I'm assuming with most of you, this was primarily the reason why you subscribed to me in the first place, right? I mean, my Source Filmmaker stuff. So, yeah? Is this what you... This is probably what you wanted to see anyway. Now you get to see the creative process. You get to see the amount of fucking work that I've done, even though most of that is just changing the poses over a bit of audio. It's still work. Kelvin, isn't that pretty obvious by now? Like, give this project a moment to load and you will see for yourself. And hello, Violet Dragon. Anyway, while we're waiting for this to load, because I hate doing this alone. I hate doing streams alone. Let's start a call and see who answers. Hello, hello, who is answering the call? Oh, hello there.
Hello there.
You're awake?
Yes.
I'm amazed.
I for some reason woke up at 3 a.m. So the thing that I cursed would happen happened.
You probably should have stayed awake a little bit longer until like 9 p.m. your time and then gone to bed.
Oh, quite possibly, yeah.
Because, I mean, that was how I beat jet lag when I went to Australia. My dad just made sure to keep me awake for as long as possible, even though I did keep dozing off a bit while trying to watch Ted.
Hmm.
And it wasn't because the film was boring. I was actually enjoying it, but it's just that I was so tired. I just kept randomly falling asleep and just waking up sharply whenever my dad whistled at me.
I've never watched Ted, honestly. I do want to at some point, but never.
I'm not a particular. I mean, the first one was all right, but for some strange reason, I kind of prefer the second one, even though people were just like, that was an unnecessary sequel. It's like, well, I enjoyed it.
I mean, hey, if you enjoyed it. Hmm.
So yeah. Oh, hey, yeah, Lazarus. SFM taking forever again? Yep, most certainly is. So yeah, it is literally just the ending of this thing. I just got to do lip syncing, and then we are pretty much done. Now, where did I get up to?
Kind of hoping that the response
I'll
to
say
the
this,
bash.
though. If people ask me if it was worth to ruin my body for that, I'd say yes. I I call worth.
Did you gain anything out of it?
5 followers.
Huzzah! For 24 hours of straight work, you gained 5 followers. That means you're 5 off,
4.
4. Oh, okay then.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, Akage.
Thank you!
Oh, wait, who did that? Who just became a channel member? Oh, thank you very much, Kelvin. Oh, you're a returning member. Nice.
Although one thing that did happen, which is kind of annoying, is apparently some of the audio got muted.
Oh dear.
Which was something I was told when I was looking over statistics earlier. So whatever it is Matt was playing might have probably actually somewhat done something. I mean, I'll say it's nice that it mutes it automatically, but you know.
Yeah, I know. Again, I keep warning Matt about that, but he's just like, but I have a soundboard. I want to play all the sounds.
And yes, that's very nice, honey, but bad things can happen for other people. You don't want bad things to happen for other people, do you know?
No.
I was kind of hoping that the response to Z Bashu would be an
Oh, choose high impact gameplay for fuck's sake.
option to win, but option to win,
Why it gotta be like this?
but
Right.
win, but I kind of have to one of the vote, don't I? Anyway,
Hopefully by the end of today, or at least sometime tomorrow, I'll have this completely finished, including post-editing.
I have to one of the vote, don't I? I kind of have to one of the vote, don't I?
Oh, well,
Anyway,
there goes my aim.
What are you playing?
Apex.
Ah. So what's going on?
And do you have time on the 27th?
Yeah, I saw the discussion. I should do. I mean, my birthday would be the previous. Oh yeah, definitely that weekend, because the previous weekend would have been essentially my birthday weekend. So
Okay. Good. Then I just need to find out from Mantis. And then when that's all done and set up, I can ask my Age of Sigmar playgroup.
oh yeah, it does normally have if I have the thing selected that I want to copy paste onto rather than.
campaign, but fairly close to the This particular tale of woe takes
Have I
place in the
acquired
good
another
old ruin.
Steam card by chance? Wowee.
Good old.
Yeah.
It's not my birthday yet, Phantom Master. My birthday's not until the 22nd. That's like. Oh
2
wow,
weeks.
that's like near just over 2 weeks, and I still haven't told my mum what brand new microwave I want for my birthday.
New microwave.
Yeah, because my current one started making a grinding noise whenever it starts cooking or whatever. So I don't know whether there's something in there that's like the filament or whatever it is that actually produces the microwaves that's broken, or if the
I mean,
motor's going. But to be perfectly honest, that microwave I've had for like I'm pretty sure I got that when I was in my old flat.
oh, that's not good.
So I'm pretty sure I've had that microwave like a good 6, maybe 7 years now. Besides, there are bits where it started to rust a little bit because of how much stuff I do in there that involves moisture. And there's also seemingly, I think moisture's gotten under the paint on the inside, and there's like this bubble forming, which I'm too afraid to burst in case it like tries to contaminate the food. I'm not saying that in any dirty way. It's just literally there is like,
No, that's not what I'm laughing about. If I can maybe get you to look at the Mythical Odysseys group chat, it's just what Cirrus posted. Just the text and the image just fits in it doesn't fit in the normal way, but it fits in a gruesome way.
yes, it does.
Good night, sweet prince. Whack.
Building a sentry.
Old Runic Knights campaign, but fairly differently. Knights campaign, but
I've never played this game. You cannot. Why are you telling me brand new features when I've never played this?
but fairly close to the start. Back then, there were only
This game looks
back then there were
very
only 4 of us. That
scuffly
being
set up.
me,
Oh, please don't crash. No, don't autosave. Oh, thank God for that. That would have been about 10 minutes of work wasted.
Oh, oh my god. The character design.
Oh, somebody's found the emotes.
Emotes. Good.
Mhm.
Right then.
You know, I want to talk about something that I was thinking about this morning, but I'm not
What may
sure if
that
I have
be?
my thoughts collected on it because it does potentially mean me axing my YouTube career, but then starting up a TikTok slash Twitch streaming career. But given how well that's going, the Twitch side of things are going at the moment, probably not a good thing to throw out current day job for a new one.
I was gonna say that's a bit of a jump already. Like I know it's going well, but like,
Yeah, it's just that YouTube's been taking a bit of a nosedive lately in terms of views, which is making me sit there and go, well, why am I still doing this then? And on top of that, I generally feel like when it comes to YouTube, I'm basically being told, unless you are performing better than you did yesterday, then you're failing. I mean, I know that's generally what YouTube is like, but I don't know. I just kind of feel like I get more engagement and just a better reach on TikTok than I do on YouTube.
I mean that's because you've been doing well in the beginning. So like it's probably just from the early success that you're getting that feel is my assumption.
I mean, okay, when did I actually start? Ow!
Snake titty.
Forgot I still had that video up. Right, when did I post that? Okay, I posted my first TikTok on the 9th of January.
Mm-hmm.
Since then, I have over 3,100 followers, and I have just over 9,000 likes.
Yep. Early success.
And one of my videos is actually fast approaching 16K, which is pretty good for TikTok.
I wouldn't know because I don't know what the analytics of TikTok or how it works.
I mean, yeah, there are people there who have like TikToks with like over 1 million views. So Tom says, "May I say I don't like TikTok? Any particular reason why you don't like TikTok, Tom?" TikTok Tom.
TikTok Tom.
TikTok Tom.
There's a reason for you to like it. TikTok Tom. You have a name for it now. You can have a name for your TikTok. You can begin there. There's probably already somebody called TikTok Tom. Oh, that reminds me. I need to do another picture for Miko March.
I can't quite remember.
What is today's thing for Miko March?
I can't quite. I quite remember why you were there.
Well, off to Ishgard I go.
I can't quite remember why we were
Alex enjoys the
there.
snow. It calms him down.
Can't quite remember why we were there. Can't remember why we were there.
Yeah, TikTok is not my thing, but if the people like shit, they all have. Yeah. Well, to be perfectly honest, I was never really that interested in TikTok originally anyway, because it was just, you know, to me it was just like, oh, it's just another trending app thing. But thanks to
And so,
Sophie primarily.
yes, I was about to say, then Sophie, the Sophie Nation attacked.
Yeah, then the Sophie Nation attacked, and it was just like, okay, so there are some people on here, and there are some things that I generally do like on here.
I mean, TikTok is basically the like not the offspring. I'm looking for another word. Spiritual successor to Vine.
Yeah, that's the way I've looked at it.
Like that's what it is effectively, and I don't care if anybody says otherwise, because that's what it is. You can't tell me otherwise.
Why we were there?
Because good luck.
I think it was something to do with chasing.
And considering the fact that the two dumbest idiots on YouTube, Jake and Logan Paul, started on Vine, you can get success from that shit.
Mm-hmm.
Because, I mean, for somebody like me, being able to do short animations and VRC stuff on there, I think that would kind of work almost better for me in a way. But that's just the way
Oh,
I'm sort of. It
I
kind of
mean,
feels like it, but I'm just going to test the waters first.
I'd say if you can get a somewhat good income from it, then yes, definitely. But not if it's just like something. Let's go do this because why not?
Well, that was how I did it with YouTube originally, but that kind of just was just a happy accident rather than a something that I actually calculated.
No, yeah, definitely.
I
I mean,
think it
that's
was
the
something
thing
to do
about
with
those things.
chasing
Don't do
someone
them
or
because money, but do them because you enjoy them, and you are enjoying them, obviously. But of course, also do it with a smart mindset.
Hmm.
or looking around for
Why is it
something,
clear
but I
skies?
can't.
Why is it not snowing? Wait, who? Isn't there like a weather forecast or some shit you can talk to?
Yeah, they're called. I think they're called Sky Watchers.
There's a sky. Wait, actually, I feel like there's probably a website that can tell me why. Weather in
but I can't be.
Ishgard. Yep. Eosia weather. Let's go.
But
Why are you so jittery? Oh, that's why you're so jittery. Oh no.
Why am I so jittery? Or who's?
Not you. So like, let me show you something funny. Um, wait, does it do it here? It doesn't do it there.
thing,
Okay.
but I
I
can't
don't
be
know
bothered
if
to go
you're
back and
able.
look through
No,
several
wait.
hours of recorded streams just to find out.
Let me
All you need to
change
know
it
is
to screen.
but
Screen two.
I'll be bothered to go back and look through several hours of
Let me
recorded
just see if
streams.
it actually does it. Yes, it does. Okay.
I can't be
So,
bothered to go back and look through
if
several
I by
hours of
chance
recorded
quickly can
streams.
draw your attention to Discord really quickly.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So you see this screen, right?
Yes.
Because of the size of my screen, it does this.
Oh, right.
And it's because of the timer.
It's because the timer's jittering too much.
Because it's changing, because it's going with seconds. Ah, it's hilarious. Oh,
I can see the future!
it's illegal. You're not allowed to do that yet. Ishgard weather, clear
Streams just to
skies, and
find out.
that's
All
a
you
lot
need
of
to know.
snow.
Recorded streams just to find out. All you need to know
Snow
is
will happen in certain amount of hours
and
in
all you need
game.
to know
Well,
It's
by
hard
the
to
time I
say, but there's a
return.
lot of stuff on it that use
Hmm?
app that put me off on a but otherwise no.
I mean, to me, with the whole TikTok thing, is more the fact that a thing that I feel like is the reason that's pushing people away is all the the fads that happen that kids, teenagers specifically, no offense to the female gender at all, but teenage girls likes to do. And as a person who has worked at a educational area, I can highly say that it's one of the things that actually pisses off the teachers a lot.
What, them talking
Because
about TikTok?
talking about TikTok or doing TikTok either out of class or during class, like not just like not what's it called filming a TikTok during class, but like doing either
Oh,
some
my
of the
flare.
hand motions, dance motions, or that,
Yeah, right.
and like
Oh, hey, Cracky.
focusing on that. Bunga bunga.
The longo. Yeah, but well, you can still put a lot of time and effort into a TikTok as well. I mean, I've seen people. There's one particular person that I know on TikTok who makes like very short hand-drawn animations.
I've seen those too.
That's like the chicken and hamburger ones. You know, the one with the cat that's wearing the hamburger hoodie and chicken is the dog with the big long ears.
Mm-hmm.
it involved the mind flare. After we had done some simple dungeon delving, we came across a portal that led us to a village
Why
of
did
ogres.
it have to be hentai?
This is where Thul got his treasured used sock. Don't ask. I managed to get a ring of protection, skipping the need to tune it, because this is a Sacrius campaign we're playing here. And Red got a dancing sword, which he completely forgot to use later on once he got a revolver. As we were about to leave, we suddenly got approached by an ogre trying to sell us tinfoil hats, whilst spouting crazy conspiracy theories. Unlike the other ogres, though, this one had a name. For those of you who have watched the last video, or
How are you doing? Yeah, I'm doing okay. We're just discussing TikTok at the moment and just my idea of potentially jumping ship to there because reasons.
Abandoned ship. Abandoned ship.
Yep. And just the fact that I feel like YouTube just doesn't appreciate what I do on this website because it's not trending enough. I mean, I know that's the same problem with TikTok, but there are people who genuinely like what I do on TikTok.
Also, it's genuinely easier to do stuff on TikTok because of the span of the videos.
True, but at the same time, you also have that thing where you have to be a bit creative with the timing on there. You have to come
Hmm.
up with an idea that lasts an entire minute, and that's a lot harder to do than something that you can stretch out for 20 minutes.
Oh, definitely. But I also feel like it's more the case of
Video or any of the videos
with YouTube. There's also the what's the word? The actual time you need to spend on YouTube videos.
Yeah, YouTube appreciates news shows that pay the big bucks.
Wait, I don't know where the safe spot is for this.
For those of you who have watched the last video, or any of the videos I did on this complete train wreck of a D&D campaign, see theories. Unlike for those who watched the video,
I mean, it's pretty difficult to. Oh well, go. Okay, see you later, Fandom Master. Hang on, I'll restart that thought. I was going somewhere with that, but I forgot. To be perfectly honest, it's difficult to break and be successful on any platform, especially with the amount of saturation that there is.
Oh, definitely.
I mean,
But
I probably have a slight advantage that people just generally like Hopkins.
mm,
So
I
there
mean,
is.
there is that, of course. But
Mhm.
again, I feel like that doesn't change the fact that the way that different sites work. Again, like because there's always the talk of good luck being an animator on YouTube because of time consumption.
Yeah. Which is why you see a lot of people doing animations like based on real life stories or something like that, because that's the kind of stuff that people tend to gravitate
or
towards.
on
But
this
my life is literally just I sit in front of a computer, I play video games, and occasionally I animate random shit that comes to my brain. That wouldn't, of course, that's not to say I wouldn't stop making stuff for YouTube, because I still would like to make longer videos. But it's just with a lot of the stuff that I tend to do, I just kind of feel like TikTok would just be better if it just had a decent monetization platform that didn't revolve around me going, "Hey, I have a Patreon."
Hmm. Hello, Patreon exists. Did I say I have a Patreon? Hey, hey, hi.
Hey, did you know Patreon existed? Do you want to know how it works?
Did you know that not all of you are actually subscribed to this video?
Pot of Greed allows me to draw 2 cards.
And with that, I draw another pot of greed, which allows me to draw 2 additional cards. And with that, I draw another pot of greed, which allows me to draw 2 additional cards.
And I draw another one. Wait, I've got 4 in my deck. That's illegal.
And with that, I draw another one. Wait a minute,
or
that's
anything to
5.
do on this.
And another. That's 6. Just, do you? Is your deck just nothing but pot of greed?
Yeah, why? I
I,
like the card.
I haven't stopped playing pot of greed ever. I can only play pot of greed.
Or any of the videos I did on this complete train wreck of a D&D campaign.
Poor guy.
This complete train.
Alliance raid. Please give me Rapanastra after I wait way too long for it.
Complete train wreck of a D&D. Train.
Yeah, it was just kind of a thought that was going through my head. I think probably since like last night or this morning. Just the general idea of I just I feel more like people engage better with my videos on TikTok than they do on YouTube, and YouTube just generally tends to punish me for not creating a quote-unquote good enough video, which always makes me feel like I'm not doing as well as I should be, or I could be, or feel like I should be doing better, or I'm having to resort to doing
Hmm.
stuff that I don't want to do. Like, I guarantee, I've probably spent probably a good month working on this. Granted, I probably could have been putting in more hours, but that's just how I work. I just can't seem to focus on this for more than a few hours at a time. But
Hmm.
then it's like I upload this and it'll probably struggle to get past 10,000 views. 10,000 is a lot of people. Not gonna lie. 10,000 eyes on a video is pretty
That's
good. Most,
that's like put those people in a room.
yeah, that's a lot of people. But it's also the case the fact that a lot of those people tend to clock out after 30 seconds. So it's like
That's
you might have 10,000 people in the room, but that's not really a good thing when most of them aren't even going to hang around for a full minute. That's the problem. Well, made an account and followed. Let's see if I can navigate the muck to find the gems. That's why you
Kage
that's
made
why
a
you just keep scroll
TikTok.
that's why you just keep scrolling through the For You page.
Oh,
You see a video for like
definitely.
2 seconds, you're just like, nope, 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 and then there's just one that catches your attention, you're just like,
Ooh,
er.
ooh, ooh, what's this?
And congratulations, Kage, you are on the way to becoming a TikToker because you now have one follower. Me.
Gross.
Train wreck of D&D campaign. Train wreck of a D.
Okay, that doesn't look quite right.
This complete train wreck. Rain of D&D campaign. Wreck of a D&D campaign. You should know Sacrius just loves to put.
Yes, I want to confirm that I want to put that thing there.
Campaign. You should know Sacrius just loves to put out of place memes. You should know Sacrius just loves. You should know Sacrius just loves to. Sacrius just. You should know Sacrius just loves to put. Loves to.
He's explaining things very, very quickly.
Place do I actually need to do more fates in? Tempest. Sure.
It's just lobs.
My favorite wither is underwater.
Just a moment, brain fart.
Just loves to put out. Loves to. Loves. out of place memes or references to put out of place memes. Sacrius just loves to put out of place memes or references anywhere he can shove them. So, references anywhere he can shove them. Anywhere
sightseeing.
he can shove them.
Hello.
So, let's play a game with this. So,
Oh, wait.
let's play a game with this.
Is it snowing? That's the question.
Let's play a game with this. Let's play a game with this. We have an ogre trying to sell us tinfoil hats.
Fog? That's not snow. Free. What snow?
You get nothing. You lose. Good day, sir.
We have an ogre trying to sell us tinfoil hats. Sell hats.
Snow good. Snow important.
And also, the reason why I brought up the whole TikTok thing was because I was actually speaking with Fighter on Tuesday, Fighter Orion, and yeah, Error as well on Tuesday after I'd done the stream about the whole sort of TikTok thing and creativity and blah blah blah. So I guess that topic just kind of stuck in my mind.
That do tend to happen. No, I would like to start Fate. Thank you.
Trying to sell us tinfoil hats.
Choral support.
He gave this guy.
I do hope we encounter no trouble. Sir,
What
that's a
stupid
lie.
name do you
That's going
think
to
he gave
happen.
this guy? Here's a hint.
I'm guessing that wasn't allow, huh? Well, that Shay wasn't allowed to have any snow.
I want snow. I need it for Miko March, alright?
What's the guy?
It's important. Catboy likes snow. Catboy needs to be in
Here's a
picture
hint.
with snow.
It's not Shrek. Sacrius did. Who do you think he gave this guy? Here's a hint. Not Shrek. Here's a hint. It's not Shrek. It's not Shrek. Sacrius did.
No, that doesn't feel right.
Shrek.
Yes, the classic of all the enemies are dead. I am a escort target, so I must go back to where I was standing when we started.
It's not Shrek. It's not. It's not Shrek. It's not Shrek. Shrek. It's not Shrek. Shrek. Sacrius.
I was talking about my message. Which one? Not necessary. Huh? I'm confused, Tom. Tom, I'm confused. Help me, Tom. I'm confused. Tom, help me. I'm confused!
Confusion bad.
Especially when you're playing a high DPS class and you run up and start hitting the healer in the face.
Yeah,
Zacharias did a
that
bit with
sprint
him
works
later
while
on.
confused.
But anyway, go on.
It hit somebody else in their
Different.
confusion.
But anyway, go on. Guess. I'll wait. But anyway, go.
It's not Shrek, no.
But anyway, go on. Guess. Anyway, go on. Guess. Go on.
No,
Guess.
bad. Fish person, bad. No, not allowed. The fish person said oof. I
I'll
hate
wait.
it.
Shrek. Zacharias did a bit with him later on. But anyway, go on. Guess. I'll wait. Did you come up with an answer? Okay, here's what he called him. Zacharias had named this character Alex Stones. If you said Alex Jones, then you were pretty much right on the money anyway. Naturally, I
Went under when I don't remember deleting it. I didn't even see a comment. That's weird. You must have had a connection problem at that point, Tom, because I don't see any messages, and I'm logged into the admin thing. At least I think I am. Yeah, I have the ability to remove, put user in timeout, and hide channel and add moderator. Because I don't see any message or anything to suggest you even posted a message. I guess YouTube just must have screwed up or something.
It could be like that sometimes.
I'll-
Is it snowing?
with an answer? Did you come up with an answer? Okay. Did you have an answer?
It's still fog.
Okay.
Fuck.
Fog!
Get it?
Here we call him.
Oh, fog!
Get it? I just want to get to 80.
Here's what he called him. Zacharias had named this
Could have probably actually gotten to 80 yesterday if I didn't play so much Dead Cells.
Stones.
Sorry, what?
No, Warrior's almost 80.
Oh, right, okay. Okay.
Yay.
Naturally, I decided that
Warrior
I didn't want to
fun.
waste
Warrior
2
good
gold on
fun.
something that I considered to be useless. Even less so from a walking meme. Now,
Why is
this
it also foggy here?
Because fog you!
I need
Now.
this picture today. It's important.
Now, this is where things started to. Now, this is where things started to break down in communication.
No, fuck it. I'm gonna.
So what
sit
is
here
it that you're trying to do exactly?
Down in terms of
Get a picture of
Things go down in
Alex
terms of-
in the snow, being happy, looking happy. Because I need said picture for Miko March.
Which is what exactly?
Let me show you.
of communication. Terms of communication. You see, still being inexperienced with D&D,
Yes.
as I previously.
Ah, I see. Favorite mount, weather, living space. But you've also got snow again on the 6th. Unless it's just like snow in general.
Snow in general, but weather.
The big question is, who are you going to choose for on the 30th?
Friend. Friend.
Maybe you could just cheat and maybe put an S on that end, so you could have more than one. Oh, hiya,
You know,
Ryan.
because I do have multiple friends. I've got both you, Cirrus, my static, people in the FC.
You see, still being inexperienced with D&D, as I previously mentioned, I had no idea on what mind flayers were like, or more specifically, what their stats block
Probably
was
just
like.
grab you, honestly.
I was more under the impression that they
Well, I need to remember to pay for a bit more game time because mine's running out on the 7th, which is Sunday.
I mean, sometime during the week, let me know if you want to do raids. Raids.
Raids.
I don't think I'm able to do raids
Oh,
unless
hey,
it's.
Julian.
I don't
Did you
think I'm
change
able to
your
do it
icon?
on Sunday unless it's early, because I need to sleep at my parents' place on Sunday.
Well, we could do it this evening if you're not busy.
See, the thing is, my friend of mine didn't exactly answer. Not correctly. The word I'm looking for is like answer
Promptly?
properly is probably the right word. Because Pele's birthday was 4 days ago, and I got him Deep Rock, and
Ah, right.
he's been enjoying it, and he wants to play it. Or I asked him if he wanted to play it, and I guess I asked him we can either do it later this day or we can do it like after your morning stream.
despite the fact that there aren't despite the fact that there aren't
Morning stream.
Morning. It is the morning.
Why isn't
Technically,
it
any female-
fucking snowing? This is
technically, any female
Ishgard,
mind
for
flayers,
Pete's
because
sake.
they don't have technically any female mind flayers because they
Probably
don't
also just do rain to add even more edge to my character.
In any case, when's it actually supposed to start snowing in Ishgard? What are you streaming today? Well, I'm just finishing off that D&D thing that I keep mentioning to you, and I was also just sort of discussing the idea about me sort of focusing a bit more on TikTok because engagement's better over there and stuff like that.
So
Because
in
basically, kind of carrying on from the conversation we were having on Tuesday.
so in 2 minutes in game time, it is going to start with clear skies,
Mhm.
and then after that, it'll be snow.
they don't have a concept of gender and reproduce asexually. Reproduce asexually. After a bit more faffing about in the cave, we eventually found the female mind flayer, and 3 guesses on what we had to roll for next. However, she wasn't alone, as there were also 2 Crusaders that used the Knight stat block, and a Roper Demon. For all the D&D experts out there trying to add those values up, this whole fight was 3 times harder than a deadly encounter for our group at the same level. 6 times if you account for
I should do
adjusted
something
values.
productive today. Maybe I should
Shortly after
actually
the
try doing G-posing for once, brain. Lol, you fucking suck. Go to bed, you nerd. Well, okay. Well, okay. You didn't have to call me a nerd, though.
Death
That's such a...
Knights? Oh yes, Lazarus. D&D had Death Knights I think before even WoW had them.
Oh, definitely.
And just like the real thing, you do not fuck with Death Knights.
Yep. Or at least we can with these ones, because, you know, reasons. Even though they did fuck us up, but that's another...
I'm still just glad that Sacrius didn't use any of the prepared spells that they had.
I mean, he didn't need to. All he had to do was use the fucking Necro Fireball.
Wonder if the Watcher should be ranting about Sacrius's choices. I'm honestly tempted just to go onto Crit Crab's Reddit and just type out the whole thing there and just be like, "Yep, Sacrius has officially been Crit Crabbed."
Began the whole incident of this. Shortly after the fight began, the whole incident of. Shortly after the fight began, the whole incident. Shortly after the fight began, the whole incident. The whole of this whole mind flare incident. The flare incident.
Oh, this
Of
person
this
has also
whole
made a remix
mind
of
flare
MILF.
incident.
Lovecraft books too. Yeah, probably. Although I think in that case, I think that was more of a title rather than a knight that was dead. But then again, I don't really read Lovecraft, so.
Incident for mind flare.
He's a killer gay. Is he malicious about it, or I think it was just. I think it was probably more of the latter, Lazarus.
Incident came about. When it came to the Mind Flayer's turn, she hit us with her Mind Blast attack. Unmodified. Except for those who had bought tinfoil hats. And yes, I did fail my intelligence check and took nearly 2/3 of my health in psychic damage. Red also failed his and got knocked unconscious. In other words, Sacrius had tried to nerf the Mind Flare by forcing
hell yeah,
some
thank you,
stupid
game.
item onto us.
Video game,
Yes.
get good.
I know many of you.
Well, is it snowing now?
No, I asked for Rabanastra and it gives me Rabanastra.
Yes, I know.
Because I need to actually start working on the next step for my
Yes, I know many.
relic weapon.
No, many of you are probably going to say that this was my fault and I should have. Many of you are probably going to say that this was my fault and this was my fault and I should have taken the tinfoil hat. Fine, I'll admit. I should have taken the tinfoil hat. And I should have taken the tinfoil hat. Fine. I'll admit that. But here are my counter arguments. I'll admit that.
Stand
I'll admit
inside
that.
of it, please.
But
We'd
here
like
are my
to do the
counter
mechanic.
arguments.
The latter is Death Knight.
There
We've
we
come
go.
to challenge you, Death Knights. Hey! Be careful, I can't hear you.
My counter arguments. But here are my counter arguments. Firstly, why were we fighting a mind
Oh,
flayer in
boy.
the first place? We were level 4, and that thing had a challenge rating of 7. Second, the whole encounter was just unbalanced as hell. Sacrius likes to follow the rule of cool when it comes to making encounters. If we had just been fighting the Mind Flayer, or even just the Roper Demon, I would have been okay with that. But not the complete mess we ended up being part of. And if the fight with the Reaper...
Okay, Tom, take your time. Speaking of which, going back to that whole topic before, because I mentioned about Twitch streaming, people who are currently in the chat, would you have any issues if I, again, at some point, ended up moving my streams over onto Twitch? Just out of curiosity.
Hello there, I am in this chat, and personally, I wouldn't mind. Because for me, personally, that's just my opinion on the quality of said websites.
Well, particularly when it comes to Twitch, Twitch being a streaming platform versus YouTube being a streaming platform.
Well, yeah, no, there's the thing that's with Twitch, it's designed for streaming.
Mm-hmm.
YouTube wasn't.
And if the fight with the Reaper anything to go by...
I forgot this was the Keanu Reeves mechanic.
And if the fight with the Reaper was anything to go by, he clearly didn't learn his lesson for that. Heck, he started a new campaign
Also, Twitch isn't my thing. It's awkward to use, and Twitch demands 50% of your cut. Yeah, that's the only thing I really don't like. That's why you have a lot of people who just tend to have... Again, it's the same thing when it comes to, like, YouTube. You don't get enough with ad revenue, so people have to start relying on sponsorships to make money. And then, of course,
Even
it's the same on the other side when it comes to Twitch. Because they take so much of a large cut, people have to start relying on sponsorships in order to be able to make up for that fact.
I mean, sponsorships in general are just a thing for both. Or, you know, using other websites to use for asking for funding, like Patreon.
I know, but still, it kind of feels like content creators are being forced to take on sponsorships because the sites that they're using to make or to effectively make their living is not providing them enough.
I mean, in a way, it's true, but also in a way, it's low-key needed just because to have like a circle of it's a capitalistic circle of life. Because in the end, it's about money.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, welcome back, Lynx.
So in some ways, it's a necessary evil. In some ways, you could say that. And then there's some of the people that I've been following that just like enjoy what they make what they do. They love what they do, and to enjoy that, they sometimes take on a shit ton of sponsorships just so that they're able to actually like have time to work on what they want to work on.
Exactly.
Um, One of those examples being, if you don't, as I've shown you his content before, and I've mentioned this as well to said person's content, but a fellow known as Russian Badger,
Yeah, him.
the good majority of last year, he took the sponsorship from Raid Shadow Legends multiple times upon multiple times. Of course, people were complaining about it, and he made a video saying why he's been taking them. And honestly, the quality of the content he made last year was good.
Clearly didn't learn his lesson for that.
I don't know. Online content creation is just a lot harder than it used to be.
Yes, it is.
And you still have people running around going, "Oh, it's so easy. All you gotta do is just sit in front of a camera and just be stupid." And it's just like, it's a lot more fucking complicated than that, and it requires a lot of different.
Like, do not get me wrong. You are correct in your statement. However, you're also wrong.
But yeah, I do agree. Twitch taking like 50% of the sub fees is just a bit much, I would say, especially considering that they are effectively being run by fucking Amazon at this point. But still, that's why I would honestly say that subs would just be an optional thing, and I would just say, hey, if you really want something positive, do it through Patreon or just do direct tips. Because there was even a
Donations
thing.
are still a thing. But again, also they tried to implement more features for the whole sub things to incentivize it even more. But then again, there's still that doesn't help the fact of the whole percentage taking.
hmm Not to mention there was a thing where they were trying to effectively tread on the whole direct tips thing by adding something else to the whole, hey, pay through us and you get this message appearing up on the thing. And it generally just people just looked at it and just went, no, they're effectively just trying to take away direct tips and rip people off. So no. So as far as I'm aware, that died pretty quickly.
It did,
And then of course
and that's
there was this whole controversy with them spelling women a particular way because because apparently March is Women's History Month. In other words, it's just, oh great, it's going to be misogynist bashing month.
who joins.
Who dat? Ah, Frozen. Hello.
Arg.
Ah, there he
Ah,
is.
yes. Speak shit of women and you get the gays. That's not what that was meant, but
I know, but it's literally just a case of that I'm just like, with these like Black History Month. I know I'm gonna get lambasted and really shit on by people for saying this, but I honestly think that these months are fucking pointless. It's like you have 11 other months in the year to fucking talk about this stuff. Why only do it across one month?
I think it's more the idea of having focus on something. But I get what you mean, because I am of similar opinion, but I still understand it somewhat, but not really.
Started a new campaign recently and had a group of 5 level.
That and a lot of this stuff just generally tends to feel like virtue signaling or preaching to the choir. So I'm just like,
I
I
mean,
already respect people based on how they act and who they are as a person. I don't care about their gender, their sexual orientation, or whatever.
I mean that same opinion on why do it that specific month is also where you can bring in Christmas.
Yeah, exactly. But then again, Christmas is something that people as a whole genuinely celebrate, depending on religion.
even though it's nowhere related to Christianity.
I know, but it's more of a that's more of a commercial thing than an actual. This conversation just got very, very complicated very, very quickly.
Same. I mean, the same can be also be said about. I feel like I remember hearing things about Valentine's being surprisingly dark, like the origins of Valentine's.
I think I actually do remember something about that. It was like it was a priest or a bishop or something, and he was executed for something. I can't quite remember how the story went. But yeah,
Something bad things.
yeah, something, someone, and then they died.
Yeah, that's how I remember it as well. Unga bunga, eyes go red. Amangi.
Oh yeah, has anyone seen what Morgan Freeman said about Black History Month? Exactly. I
What
was
did he
I was
say?
on the it was something along the lines of why do we only have to talk about Black history for 1 month of the year? It was an interview that Morgan Freeman was doing. Because I also remember in said interview he was also asked how do we combat the problem of racism? And even and Morgan Freeman said, and I do agree with him on this to some extent, which was stop talking about it. Because I think that's kind of the reason why this stuff gets perpetuated so much is that people just don't fucking let it go.
Oh my god. I just realized.
Okay,
Wow.
hi and bye, Blueberry Fox. And yes, what's the matter?
I have a cryptid in my party. Have any of you heard of a weird fucking anime known as Bobo?
Oh yes, I actually had the one of the ending tunes for the credits on my iPad at one point.
In Discord.
Oh. Oh yes, and he's a fucking monk as well.
5 level 1s take on 7 goblins and a goblin boss. And a goblin boss on session 1. It wasn't a T.
Ah yes, now I know what I was going to do for this bit. I was going to overlay something, which was why I didn't move my hopkin during that bit.
Also, how would you feel if Graha Tia and Emmett Selch swapped place with their faces? Or a certain aspect of their face?
I honestly don't know how to feel about that.
It started with Graha's face and then the tagline, Uncatch your cat boy.
Like, it kind of works, but at the same time, it's just
No, just no. Bad.
yeah, exactly.
Bad. Bunga bunga, I go red.
And a goblin boss on session 1.
Yeah, the whole session 1 thing, Lazarus, there's actually going to be an overlay because I'm going to be taking screen caps from Kobold Fight Club, not Goblin Fight Club, Kobold Fight Club, where I basically show what the overall experience and like difficulty scale of the event was, so that people actually get an idea as to how
You have
badly
broken the
balanced.
law.
Why have I broken the law?
You spoke of it.
Did
How dare. What is the first law of Fight Club? You don't speak of Fight Club.
I thought this was Kobold Fight Club, and it's a good website for working out difficulty scalings on encounters.
Yes, it is.
It wasn't a
But memes.
TPK, but somebody did die. Back on track.
Good memes,
Thirdly,
not bad memes.
back on track. Thirdly, on track. Thirdly, if Sacrius wanted to nerf the Mind Blast ability, why didn't he just nerf the damage rather than coming up with the most roundabout way?
God damn it, autosave, do you have to make my audio sound completely fucking retarded?
Even
Or like
no,
a
wait,
broken record?
This isn't Twitch, but at the same time,
I'm sorry, I just used the word retarded in just like a casual way of saying stupid.
I used to do that as well, but I got reactions from people that I did not enjoy. Also, the loss of Twitch, but you know.
Mm-hmm.
If Sacrius wanted to nerf the Mind Blast ability, why didn't he just nerf the damage rather than coming up with the most roundabout way possible?
And you see, this is how you use a meme. So I think we were talking about this last time because we couldn't work out what the name of the meme was. You okay, Frozen? You've gone very quiet again.
Sorry, I was listening to you two's conversation and playing Minecraft. Sorry.
No, it's just I was a little bit worried that that me saying the R word might have.
Oh, fuck no, I say it all the time.
I was gonna say Frozen, this individual that doesn't care about language in certain
Way
situations.
possible.
Or
If it
most
had
situations.
been like
Every situation.
1d10
Unless
plus
you
2
directly
psychic
call
damage
me
rather than the full 4d8
said
plus
word,
4,
then I will take
I would have taken
offense.
the
Depending
L
or not,
and moved on. But
again,
no,
in
he had to
context, and who you are, but majority of the time I won't take offense to that. Mostly because I have a big banner that says I am a retard.
Oh, right. I'm honestly under the impression that the world was just not ready for the internet because it's just too many opinions.
Mm-hmm.
Because before you never used to really, at least until the internet became
Yes.
commercially available. But now that it's like a necessity rather than
Look, like I miss the old days of YouTube, and when I say that, I mean when no one gave a fuck. Like, do not get me wrong, it's good that people like start actually speaking in a manner and people can feel somewhat safe as much as I am effectively neutral on the opinion of, feeling safe and all that shit. Or, being offended.
mm-hmm.
But back then, no one gave a shit. Like,
Nope.
just look at Prime as example. Welcome to the rice fields, motherfucker. You know who I'm talking about when I say that.
That was a reference from one of those Vietnam movies, wasn't it? Or a
Probably.
Vietnam. I know it's a reference or a quote from somewhere.
It's a reference from somewhere, but when I say that, these days people remember it as a reference from one specific person. Filthy motherfucking Frank.
I feel like I should know him, but I can't think of him off the top of my head.
Pink guy.
Ah, pink guy. I'm dying inside.
Wait, wasn't he
I
the one
see
that
a
also did the thing
demons.
where he suddenly comes out in a wheelchair and goes, I have crippling depression?
Yes.
Yes, that is. He actually got a lot of his videos community struck recently.
Did he?
Yeah, and there was a bit of a kerfuffle about it because everyone's just like, a lot of what he was showing in his videos are also available on are also like repeated on music videos as well. And there was just this thing with YouTube, you're showing double standards here. Either block the music videos or allow this stuff to appear. Don't choose one over the other. This is why so many people are saying corporate tube.
Is this where we bring back the situation of what was her face, like a specific person? Oh, the whole Belle Delphine situation with her music video.
Yeah, because that got she actually lost her account because of that, but she got it back in the end.
Because, double standards.
Hmm And then of course you've got the whole thing with the. Actually, no, I don't think that's got any correlation. Because I just immediately just thought of Susie Lou, but eh. That's a completely different basket. Although Susie Lou is one of the prime examples of people that I just don't. The reason why I don't like reaction channels. Because it's just people sitting there blankly staring at videos and then giving the odd exclamation, which actually isn't fair use.
The odd.
Oh, thingy. Oh no. Starts crying. Ugly crying.
Character that ran the
Wait,
risk.
it's the same as me watch. I mean, like, that is effectively the same as just, like, it's just screaming at us. No, wait.
Character
If you want
that
an
ran the
example of literally just screaming at the screen, or like looking at a screen all day, reaction channels.
Hmm
that ran the risk of getting ignored, which it did.
This
Yes,
music brings me
Zacharias
great
did
joy,
warn
even
me
though I
about-
haven't heard it in that specific game yet.
Which it did. Which
Ivalice. Mind Blast.
Which it did. It did.
Oh my. This mechanic can suck it.
Which it did. Yes, Zacharias did warn me about the Mind Blast ability, but remember, I was inexperienced, so trying to explain that stuff to me,
I don't
very
even know if
badly
they
I
actually
might add,
added that
is like
mechanic to
trying
any
to
raid.
explain something to someone in a foreign language they don't understand. Plus, again, I thought mind flayers were more about mind controlling people, not blasting their brains. And lastly, and probably the
I mean, yeah, I'm on the Stephen Fry side of offended. I'm offended. So what? Yeah, because I always remember that specific quote about him saying that being offended is nothing more than just people whining. Because you don't actually really. Actually, why is that quote? I need to go and find it. Okay. Stephen Fry offended comment. What was the quote? Yeah, here it is. It's now very common to hear people say, I'm rather offended by that, as if that gives them certain rights. It's actually nothing more than a whine. I find that offensive. It has no meaning, it has no purpose, it has no reason to be respected as a phrase. I'm offended by that. Well, so fucking what?
True.
I'm gonna go. Okay, see you later, Lynx. a couple of
Giving
React
it to
people, but they actually have something useful to say. They actually involved in the subject. You see, that's different. If people are actually sort of like pausing the video and going, okay, this particular bit here doesn't exactly, flow well, or there's something wrong here, or I disagree with this opinion, or something like that, that I'm fine with.
Like, I'm fine with it when it comes to that as well, but it also comes to bring up the topic of like I low key myself get annoyed when I see what's the word? Music producer reacts to this fucking song or some shit like that. I don't know why. It's probably just the clickbaity nature of the name itself that I feel like there's something on about.
I don't know. There was one where I found one where he was talking about the twining theme, and he was just like, yeah, you see, this particular part of the song, if you listen to these particular chords, there's a reason why they do that, because if they did it this way, it would sound different, but listen to how they do these two chords on the same beat. And it's like, huh, okay, I didn't realize that.
What's an overexpressive emote of joy?
And lastly, and probably
Other than slash joy, because slash joy is
Oh.
something
Cheer?
like cheer. Where is cheer?
probably the
Could also
worst
go
thing of
visible with
all.
happy, maybe.
You know, you know what? I'll take this straight from the DM's.
Well, I sub to Historian reacting to Sabaton, so I've never heard of that one.
No.
Then again, as I said, reaction channels are not really my thing.
I'll take this straight from the DM's mouth to prove my point.
That's not gonna.
I'll take this straight from the DM's mouth to prove my point.
Insert clip here.
In other words,
Also, this is taking me a lot longer than I thought it was. I thought I was going to be done with this within like an hour, maybe 45 minutes, but
in other words, Sacrius had been banking on
in fact, I think I'm nearly done.
Thol to do something to counteract the Mind Flayer being there. This is like basic DMing 101. Never assume your players will do what you want them to do. Basically, Sacrius had assumed that Thol would see the big-titted Mind Flayer, go towards her, and then someone from HR or something would turn up to take her away. I don't know, it had something to do with the army that she was part of. It was just a big joke. To be perfectly honest, this is a pretty roundabout way of trying to nerf the encounter. I feel more like we were being punished for not following the DM's script on how he wanted events to play out. Needless to say, next session was pretty much us just fixing the issues we had,
That's so
i.e.
nice.
doing what Sacrius wanted to do. And if you think that was bad, just wait till you hear what he tried to do with the Tarask a few sessions later.
Sabaton is a metal band making songs about history. Huh.
Had been banking on Thol to do something. Sacrius had been banking on Sacrius had been banking on Thol to do something to counter do something to counteract the Mind Flayer being there. This is like being there. Basic DMing 101. Basic 101. Being 101. Never assume your players will do what you want them to do. Basically, Sacrius had assumed that Thol would see the big-titted Mind Flayer, go towards her, and then someone from HR or something would turn up to take her away. I don't know, it had something to do with the army that she was part of. It was just a big joke. To be perfectly honest,
Basic DMing, D&Ding 101. Yeah. Because that's what's so great about tabletop role-playing games. You can never predict what your players were going to do, and the possibilities are literally endless.
Mm-hmm.
So how many hours did you sleep, Shay?
perfectly honest,
Like 6, apparently.
Oh
to be
dear.
perfectly honest, this is a
That was
pretty
me thinking you
roundabout
go into an 18-hour coma.
No, I wish, honestly.
way of trying to nothing.
Same.
To be perfectly honest, this is a pretty roundabout way of trying to nerf the encounter.
This time it wasn't a flare-up, this time it was a bloody headache. It's like, brain, please. Stop. Stop.
Stop. It's not ready yet.
Trying to nerf the encounter. I feel more like we
That
would
spell isn't ready yet.
be
I'm out of range.
from the DM. I feel more like we were being punished for not following the DM. Not follow. He won on how he
I need an enchantment.
how he wanted events to play out. He wanted
Don't believe I do.
he won. He won. Wanted events to play out. Needless to say, next session was pretty much us just. Us just.
So Frozen, have you done anything on your VR chat world recently, or?
I'm trying to build like a relaxation room. I'm going to be modeling some pillows at some point.
Huh, Matthew's playing Spore again.
Oh God. There's a
Needless
blast
to
from the
say,
past
next
for
session
him.
was pretty much us just fixing.
Why is this a thing?
Fixing the issues we had.
Nope, somebody made a mod that makes it so all Lalafell turn into Among Us characters, and based on your hair color dictates the color of your suit.
Why?
Fixing the issues we had,
No.
i.e.,
Kill it before it lays eggs.
I don't.
It cannot be allowed to reproduce.
i.e.,
I would allow it,
i.e.,
darling.
doing what
I would
Sacrius
allow
wanted
it.
to do. I.e., wanted to do. doing what Sacrius wanted to do. Doing what Sacrius wanted to do. And if you think that was bad, and if you think that was bad, just wait till you hear what he tried to do with the tried to do with Tarrasque a few sessions later. Tried to do with the Tarrasque a few sessions later, i.e., doing what Sacrius wanted.
Okay, that's all the lip syncing done.
Yeah.
Oh, or I've not played that game in a while. I've never played it. Right, now I need to go and...
Spore good fun. Spore good, great fun. I haven't touched it in years.
That's that saved. Now I've just got to go and fix that particle in each of those shots just so that there is a flame in the background on the torch. Even if it's very,
Okay.
very, very unnoticeable, it's still worth fixing. Because if I don't do it, then I will be very, very annoyed.
I was kind of hoping that the response to Zbashu would be an option to win, but kind of.
Why is that particle not triggering? Okay, that one definitely needs to go for a bit longer.
Topic I should cover for my next D&D video. The option they chose was
Ah, that would explain why, because it's not actually in the shot anymore. Okay, I did not realise that.
The option they chose was another tale of woe from the dreaded Sacrius campaign that I like to refer to as
Okay, this is obviously going to take a little bit more time to fix than I thought. Because I didn't stop to think that Source Filmmaker would do this, so...
I was kind of hoping that the
Okay, I clicked on it, I copied it. Oh, fine. I'll go back and I'll copy-paste the positional transform instead rather than the... Right. Copy samples.
I was kind of
Oh, you have got to... Why is it... Oh, wait, hang on. I think I just realised why it's not moving. Why do they bother putting this fucking shit in? Because all it does is just make things fucking awful. Thank you. Looks like I will be spending the full 2 hours on this.
I was kind of hoping that the response to Zbashu would be an option to win, but I kind of have to honour the vote, don't I? Anyway,
I was hoping to play some Sea of Thieves for the morning stream, but I guess that ain't happening. Shame.
This particular tale of woe.
And then, of course, I need to edit the start and stop times. Don't have the world chill. Nope, certainly don't. And hello there, Matt Studio Fox? I think that's how you read that because I'm short-sighted as fuck.
Vote, don't I? Anyway, this particular. Anyway, I was kind of hoping that the. Anyway, this particular tale of woe takes place in the good old Runic Knights campaign, but fairly close to the start. Back then, there were only 4 of us, that being me, Keem, Full, and Red. Bear in mind.
Alright, let's see how well this pickaxe works.
Pickaxe, you say? Okay.
Well, I put a couple of enchantments on it with Unbreaking 2 and Mending 1, so whenever you find like coal or iron or other XP, it repairs whatever you've enchanted.
Ah, right, I forgot you were playing Minecraft.
Minecraft.
Mine.
So,
Mine!
mine,
Mine! Mine!
mine.
I
Fuck's
can't
sake.
quite remember.
Clip.
And hopefully that means I can now like
Why
easily
we
re-landscape
D&D
this area
in a
around
cave.
my tower, which
I
is covered
can't
in
quite remember
stone.
why we were there.
Dig it
I think
all
it was
up,
something to do
flatten
with
it
chasing
down,
someone.
just redo the whole land.
Landscaping, but with dynamite!
Cause
What's
it's
in your brain?
dynamite.
Okay, this isn't actually going to move it until I go channel clip. That. Start and stop times, we make that at 110 seconds, so it starts before that.
That is
10,
good.
20, 30, 40, 50. I've got to do that for an entire minute. Jeez. That was a long shot.
I really don't want to speak to my learning support guy in like 20 minutes because I already know my plan of action. I know it's like nearly 12 o'clock, but at the same time I'm like, it's too early, I still haven't booted up properly. Need more tea.
Okay. Hang on, I need to zoom out a little bit on that. 175, that can go for 10 seconds.
Since you don't drink tea and all that, how do you get a caffeine boost?
Sheer willpower.
Ugh.
Or I just don't. In most cases. Yeah, that should be alright for doing for 10 seconds. so annoying. Whacked out particles. Yeah, it's just more the fact that the thing didn't do what I wanted it to do, so I told it to do another thing, and now it's doing the thing that I want it to do, and the things of the things are not things.
And had huge boobs, despite the fact that there aren't technically any female mind flayers because they don't have a concept of gender and reproduce asexually. After a bit more faffing about in the cave, we eventually found the female mind flayer.
I probably should get some dynamite. 'Cause this is going to take a while. A long
Dynamite?
while.
Geek. Okay. 258. No, I didn't want that. Did I change the channel clip already? No, I did not. No, I am not making more FNAF stuff, so please don't ask again.
What the? That hasn't
Shortly after
happened
the
in a
fight began,
while.
the whole incident of this whole mind flayer
Kage's
incident came
already
about.
cracked the whip on
When
that.
it came to the mind
Yep.
flayer's
Good.
turn,
Good.
with
Look, child, there is a new FNAF game on the PlayStation 5. Go,
Go enjoy that.
go, go, go. Are you okay?
That went down the wrong way.
Oh dear.
I'm fine.
So yes.
I'm fine. It went down the wrong way.
You alright, buddy?
Wait. Question.
I'll be fine. I'll be fine.
To have something that isn't as extensive, more of a yes or no question. Noob, did you answer to what Lazarus just wrote in chat? Because I just spotted that. Because
It would have been better to create a fantasy D&D opponent and to stick boobs on a mind flayer and call it a day, but I guess Sekris can't think that far.
see, here's the thing. He already did that in that specific order. He made no, not in that specific order. He made a mind flayer and gave it tits. However, that's not how they work. Mind flayers have no need for the mammal gland.
They have no need for reproductive organs.
Because they reproduce via tadpole. They reproduce by sticking a tadpole in your eye and then making you into a mind flayer.
Nice.
shortly after the fight
Oh yeah,
began,
Ichthyomorphus is fucking terrifying.
Like, watch the Baldur's Gate 3 teaser trailer.
Yes, that shit's good.
That is literally how mind flayers come about.
I forget how it is, but day one is you start hearing whispers everywhere and you feel your body become slow. Day two, you start becoming bald and your skin becomes pale and the whispers intensify. And day three, that's when the bone restructuring and muscle restructuring happens. And that's when you die, and the mind flayer takes your place as your body literally gets changed in front of you as you feel it. Wonderful creatures, are they not?
Splendificent. That's probably why they're so high on CR. If you felt they turn you into another mind flayer. Oh no, they'll fucking eat your brain.
Or that. Or just like leave your,
Tasty.
or just like leave you out for an intellect devourer to grab you.
Exactly.
Which I still find funny is one of the first enemies you meet in Baldur's Gate, even though they're known to be able to one-shot anyone, even level 20 characters.
What, intellect devourers?
Yep. For a low CR creature, they're able to one-shot anything. Because of one simple ability.
Devour intellect.
Actually, it's Body Thief.
Well, regardless, it still fucking sucks.
Oh yes.
Didn't Zacharias at one point say that he wanted us to fight intellect devourers?
No idea.
I'm convinced at one point he did mention that. Okay, let's do that for actually 15. I don't need to work in multiples of 10.
Being part of. And if the fight with the Reaper was anything to go by,
I agree, but as a rebuttal, tits. That may be true, Kage, but however, mind flares don't have tits. So
They
how can
don't.
you?
he clearly didn't learn his lesson for that. Heck, he started
And besides, I'm pretty sure that the icon that Zacharias was actually using for that mind flare was actually just a tiefling.
a new campaign recently and had a group of 5 level 1s take on 7 goblins
No idea.
and a goblin boss. On session 1.
Where am I forced to
It
go? Is
wasn't
it
a
Sit the
TP
movie or... Oh, it's Searchlights. Hell
Oh,
yeah.
that wasn't long enough, apparently. Okay then, let's do it for 25.
on session 1. It wasn't a TPK, but somebody did die. Back on track. Thirdly, if Zacharias wanted to nerf the Mind Blast ability, why didn't he just nerf the damage rather than coming up with the most roundabout way possible? If it had been like 1d10 plus 2 psychic damage rather than the full 48 plus 4, I would have taken the L and moved on. But no, he had to invent some
I keep having these moments where I'm just like, what comes after specific numbers?
69.
Well, I mean, that does come after after a set of specific numbers, but not the numbers that I'm thinking of. I'm well past the 69 point at this right now.
Should we talk about prime numbers?
Is one a prime number?
Yes, one
No.
is a prime number.
No, it's not. Shut it.
he had to invent some stupid mean character that ran the risk of getting ignored, which it did. Yes, Zacharias did warn me about the Mind Blast ability, but remember, I was
8.5.
inexperienced.
Only an
so trying-
8.5, Lazarus. I'm insulted. Only an 8.5 for Hopkin, but
Sucks to be you.
I take that as a personal offense.
I mean, I'd just give it 7.5.
You heretic. female hopkin butt. True. It's not Rennie hopkin butt. It's just an oversized noobkin butt.
Hoopkin.
Sorry.
It's a hoopkin.
Hoopkin. Noobkin, I said.
And lastly, and probably the worst thing of all,
Also put start and stop times for that. $15.
brains. And lastly, and probably the worst thing of all, you know what? I'll take this straight from the DM's mouth to prove
Sorry,
my
I was
point.
just having a stretch and then I started choking.
In other words, Sacrius had been banking on Thal to do something to counteract the Mind Flayer being there. This is like basic DMing 101. Never assume your players will do what you want them to do. Basically, Sacrius had assumed that Thal would see the big-titted Mind Flayer, go towards her, and then someone from HR or something would think.
God damn it, autosave.
And what would you do without autosave?
Probably cry, actually.
Turn up
Suffer.
to lure her away.
So
I don't know, it
suffer.
had something to do with the
Then
army
perish.
part
Autos-
of it. Was
yes.
just a big joke. To be perfectly
Oh, for
honest,
fuck. Go away. Go away.
Who are you telling to go away?
The fucking phone.
I don't want to have the 20-minute conversation because I don't need to be isolated for 8 hours.
I was isolated for 24 hours. Now I I just realized now I have that under my belt and can just scream it at people.
Back.
I streamed for 24 hours and gained 5
to be
followers.
perfectly honest, this
Wef.
is a pretty roundabout way of
I still
trying
call
to nerf
Wef.
the encounter. I feel more like we were being punished for not following
People
the
can
DM's
fight me if it's
script
Wef or
on
not,
how
I still
he
call it
wanted
Wef.
events to play out. Needless to say, next
I
session
want
was
to try
pretty
and
much
at least
us just
stream for what,
fixing
like
the
4
issues
hours
we had,
or 8
i.e.
hours.
doing what Sacrius wanted to do.
Damn, I
And if you
really
think
did
that was
choke
bad,
on that.
just wait till you hear what he tried to do with the Tarask a few sessions later.
I mean, in all fairness, my normal hours for streaming is like 3 to 4. But then again, I only really normally do it once a week.
Really did choke on that. Laughs
Jesus
and gay.
Christ.
Laughs and gay.
Oh, shut up, you.
I was about to say laughs and bisexual.
Shut up, diet gay.
Shut.
Okay, who wants to see the full thing in all of its glory? In all of its
I
Hopkin
do.
glory.
It's not that boring. Jesus Christ, man. Have another sip of a drink.
I'll be fine. I'll be fine.
Yeah, you say that, and then you'll end up choking even more, and then, I don't know, hurt yourself. So just have some more drink. Don't make me click the hydrate button.
There isn't one on here.
I will make one!
I'll find a way to make one then.
I don't think YouTube would appreciate that somehow, because they would say, "Oh well, it doesn't go with how our target demographic wants stuff to do."
Fine, I'll take a train over there and I'll force you to hydrate. I'm sorry how wrong that sounded.
But anyway, folks, here is the post-edited version of this wonderful animation.
And this is why you should come to the stream, because you get to see shit early or something. I don't know.
Something like that. But anyway, here it goes.
Look at him closing his eyes,
Okay.
covering his eyes.
So before the end of last year, I put up a poll for my channel members on what topic I should cover for my next D&D video. The option they chose was another tale of woe from the dreaded Sacrius campaign that I like to refer to as the Mind Flayer incident. I was kind of hoping that the response to Zbashu would be an option to win, but I kind of have to honour the vote, don't I? Anyway, this particular tale of woe takes place in the good old Runic Knights campaign, but fairly close to the start. Back then, there were only 4 of us, that being me, Keem, Thal, and Red. Bear in mind, I was still really inexperienced when it came to D&D at this point in time, having none of the rulebooks or any real knowledge on where to look up information. Our story begins like many stories do in D&D, in a cave. I can't quite remember why we were there. I think it was something to do with chasing someone or looking around for something, but I can't be bothered to go back and look through several hours of recorded streams just to find out. All you need to know is, it involved the Mind Flayer. After we had done some simple dungeon delving, we came across a portal that led us to a village of ogres. This is where Thal got his treasured used sock. Don't ask. I managed to get a ring of protection, skipping the need to tune it, because this is a Sacrius campaign we're playing here, and Red got a dancing sword, which he completely forgot to use later on once he got a revolver. As we were about to leave, we suddenly got approached by an ogre trying to sell us tinfoil hats, whilst spouting crazy conspiracy theories. Unlike the other ogres though, this one had a name. For those of you who have watched the last video, or any of the videos I did on this complete train wreck of a D&D campaign, you should know Sacrius just loves to put out-of-place memes or references anywhere he can shove them. So, let's play a game with this. We have an ogre trying to sell us tinfoil hats. What stupid name do you think he gave this guy? Here's a hint. It's not Shrek. Sacrius did a bit with him later on. But anyway, go on. Guess. I'll wait. Did you come up with an answer? Okay, here's what he called him. Sacrius had named this character Alex Stones. If you said Alex Jones, then you were pretty much right on the money anyway. Naturally, I decided that I didn't want to waste 2 gold on something that I considered to be useless, even less so from a walking meme. Now, this is where things started to break down in terms of communication. You see, still being inexperienced with D&D, as I previously mentioned, I had no idea on what Mind Flayers were like, or more specifically, what their stats block looked like. I was more under the impression that they used mind control and other manipulation-based spells, so I was convinced that my protection from evil and good spell would be enough to help us, or at least prevent Thal from being charmed. And this wasn't because Thal had a low intelligence score, but because Thal is a horny bastard and this particular Mind Flayer that had been following us was female, and had huge boobs, despite the fact that there aren't technically any female Mind Flayers because they don't have a concept of gender and reproduce asexually. After a bit more faffing about in the cave, we eventually found the female Mind Flayer, and 3 guesses on what we had to roll for next. However, she wasn't alone, as there were also 2 Crusaders that used the Knight stat block, and a Roper Demon. For all the D&D experts out there trying to add those values up, this whole fight was 3 times harder than a deadly encounter for our group at the same level, 6 times if you account for adjusted values. Shortly after the fight began, the whole incident of this whole Mind Flayer incident came about. When it came to the Mind Flayer's turn, she hit us with her Mind Blast attack. Unmodified. Except for those who had bought tinfoil hats. And yes, I did fail my intelligence check and took nearly 2/3 of my health in psychic damage. Red also failed his and got knocked unconscious. In other words, Sacrius had tried to nerf the Mind
morning,
Flayer
newbie.
by forcing
Morning,
some
Sophie.
stupid item onto us.
Morning, Shay.
Yes, I know many of you are probably going to say that this was my fault and I should have taken the tinfoil hat. Fine, I'll admit that. But here are my counter-arguments. Firstly, why were we fighting a Mind Flayer in the first place? We were level 4, and that thing had a challenge rating of 7. Second, the whole encounter was just unbalanced as hell. Sacrius likes to follow the rule of cool when it comes to making encounters. If we had just been fighting the Mind Flayer, or even just the Roper Demon, I would have been okay with that. But not the complete mess we ended up being part of. And if the fight with the Reaper was anything to go by, he clearly didn't learn his lesson for that. Heck, he started a new campaign recently and had a group of 5 level 1s take on 7 goblins and a goblin boss. On session 1. It wasn't a TPK, but somebody did die. Back on track. Thirdly, if Sacrius wanted to nerf the Mind Blast ability, why didn't he just nerf the damage rather than coming up with the most roundabout way possible? If it had been like 1d10 plus 2 psychic damage rather than the full 4d8 plus 4, I would have taken the L and moved on. But no, he had to invent some stupid mean character that ran the risk of getting ignored, which it did. Yes, Sacrius did warn me about the Mind Blast ability, but remember, I was inexperienced, so trying to explain that stuff to me, very badly I might add, is like trying to explain something to someone in a foreign language they don't understand. Plus, again, I thought Mind Flayers were more about mind controlling people, not blasting their brains. And lastly, and probably the worst thing of all, you know what? I'll take this straight from the DM's mouth to prove my point. In other words, Sacrius had been banking on Thal to do something to counteract the Mind Flayer being there. This is like basic DMing 101. Never assume your players will do what you want them to do. Basically, Sacrius had assumed that Thal would see the big-titted Mind Flayer, go towards her, and then someone from HR or something would turn up to take her away. I don't know, it had something to do with the army that she was part of. It was just a big joke. To be perfectly honest, this is a pretty roundabout way of trying to nerf the encounter. I feel more like we were being punished for not following the DM's script on how he wanted events to play out. Needless to say, next session was pretty much us just fixing the issues we had, i.e. doing what Sacrius wanted to do. And if you think that was bad, just wait till you hear what he tried to do with the Tarrasque a few sessions later.
And there you go. That's all the animation. Just need to do some post processing and editing, and that's that. And sorry, Sophie. I was showing everybody that animation, and they were watching it.
Good morning, Sophie.
Okay. I thought something bad happened or something. I was like, why am I
Yes.
shushed?
3 moments of silence. Or 3 minutes of silence. For the loss of the sleep that I could have had. I don't know, something like that.
Well, kind of happy I'm not watching a stream because I don't want it to be spoiled for me. I want to wait until it's actually posted.
Yeah, because there are a couple of bits that I still need to edit
Tweak.
on there, tweak. Yeah, it's the whole thing within Source Filmmaker is done. I just need to put it into like Movie Studio, edit some bits in, splice some sounds in.
Okay.
add an addendum just to say, wait, hold on. We were all pretty much inexperienced, and a lot of my frustrations with this particular event are all kind of in hindsight because of what happened later. So my frustrations are a little bit more extreme than they would have been at the time, but my arguments still kind of stand.
Yeah, and there's something I've been wanting to talk to you about, newbie.
Mhm.
Did you ever resolve with Sacrios why he took down that post of your video talking about the final battle?
Wait. Oh, wait. Fuck. Wait a minute.
What?
Oh, I actually forgot to ask you about that as well, because Zacharias actually called me.
Oof.
We'll talk about that after the
Stream.
Yeah,
after the stream.
definitely. Sorry, this is just something that just smacked me in the face.
But yeah, I'm I'm actually going to end that there anyway because
Okay.
we've overrun a little bit anyway. So yeah, that's the end of the stream for today. Of course, streams for this week. So we'll be back on Monday with. Yeah, you know what? I'll stick with Final Fantasies on a Monday.
Thank you!
And who was that? Oh, and Tom. Thank you very much for the full member channel member. Thanks very
Wow,
much, mate.
wowee,
Ooh.
that's a big one. That's a big boy membership right
That
there.
is a big boy membership. So you get a shout out on the community page and things at the end of the videos
Oh.
now.
Nice.
So yeah. Anyway, folks, thank you everybody for watching, and I will see you all again next time. Say goodbye, guys.
Later, immortals.
Goodbye, and have an actual sleep schedule. It's important.
And I don't know where Frozen's gone.
Frozen's muted.
Ah,
Definite.
right.
Definite.